Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Danat Pranam.
Can you see the presentation, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Did we start or wait for a few minutes?
We can start, Prabhu. It's 7:33. Yeah. If you're ready, we can start.
Okay. We'll sing Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari The Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Shodanandana Rajitanara Shodanandana Rajitanara Samanatira Panachari Natira Panachari Tera Amada Nabiha Jaya Radhamada Jabiha Gopi Janavallabha Jivarata Gopi Janavallabha Jivarata Shodanandana Rajijanaran Shodanandana Rajijanaran Manatira Anachari Manatira Anachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Tagore Nattirai Tagore Nattirai Tagore Nattirai Tagore Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Tagore Hari Bol Krishna Balram ki jai Tagore Nataraj ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Thank you so much for allowing me to speak on this beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on the first canto 8 chapter and sloka 51. So we'll dive into the sloka. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Naranam Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narotvam Devim Sasatam Vyasam Tato Jayamudrit Ishtaprayoshu Abhadreshu Tyam Bhagavate Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Sloki Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Trinam Strinam Hatabandhunam Drohoyo Sotitah Karmabhir Krame Diyar Naham Kalpo Vyopahitam Trinam Hatabandhunam Drohoyo Sotitah Karmabhir Krame Diyar Naham Kalpo Vyopahitam Strinam Hatabandhunam Drohoyo Yotitaha Kramabhir Kramediyar Naham Kalpo Vyopohitam. Anyone wants to recite the sloka, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Trinam madhyata bandhunam droho yosa vihotitaha karma bir griha mediyair naham kalpo vyapohitum.
Anyone else?
Trina madhata bandhunam droho yo asvayotiham karma bhi grahamedayer naham kalpo vipohitam.
Hare Krishna.
स्त्रीणां मद्दतबन्धूनां द्रोहो योऽस्व इहोतितः कर्मभिर्ग्रहमेधिर्धियैर्नाहं कल्पो व्यपोहितुम्
Hare Krishna. Srinam madhatan bandhuna droho yosa vihostitaha karma bhir grihamedhir yair naham kalpovya pohitum.
Hare Krishna. Srinamatthat bandhunam droho yosa ihotitah karmabhir grahe medhiyair naham kalpo vyapohitam hitum.
Srinam Madhattabandhonam Droho Yosav Ihohitaha Karmabhir Grahamedhiyer Naham Kalpo Vyapohitam.
Okay. Synonyms: Srinam, of the women. Mat, by me. The Bandhunam, of the friends who are killed. Droha, enmity. Ya, dead. Also, all those. Iha, herewith. Tahta, has accrued. Karma bhi, by dint of work. Gramedia, by persons engaged in material welfare. No, never. Aham, I. Kalpa, can expect. Vyapohitam, and doing the same. A translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada and also purport by His Grace Srila Prabhupada. I have killed many friends of women, and I have thus caused enmity to such an extent that it is not possible to undo it by material welfare work. And the purport, the Gramedis are those whose only business is to perform welfare work for the sake of material prosperity. Such material prosperity is sometimes hampered by sinful activities, for the materialist is sure to commit sins and even unintentionally in the course of discharging material duties. To get relief from such sinful reactions, the Vedas prescribe several kinds of sacrifices. It is said in the Vedas that by performing the Ashwamedha Yagya, horse sacrifice, one can get relief from even Brahmahatya, which is killing of a Brahmana. Yudhishthira Maharaj performed this Ashwamedha Yagya, but he thinks that even by performing such yajna, it is not possible to get relief from the great sins committed. In war, either the husband or the brother or even the father or sons go to fight. And when they are killed, a fresh enmity is created. And thus a chain of action and reactions increases, which is not possible to be counteracted even by thousands of Ashwamedha Yagya. Purport is continued. The way of work is karma karma is like that. It creates one action and another reaction simultaneously, and thus increases the chain of material activities, binding the performer in material bondage. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.7, 9.27-28, the remedies suggested that such actions and reactions of the path of work can be checked only when work is done on behalf of the Supreme Lord. The Battle of Kurukshetra was actually fought by the will of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, as it is evident from his version. And only by his will was Yudhishthira placed on the throne of Hastinapura. Therefore, factually, no sin whatsoever touched the Pandavas, who were only the order carriers of the Lord. For others who declare war out of personal interest, the whole responsibility lies on them. So, this is the agenda for today's talk. That there are few themes from the sloka and then important points from the purport, and then also this whole section which we are on. This is a beautiful chapter of Bhagavatam, Queen Kunti's prayers, and it has different sections. We are on the last section of this talk, and we'll discuss that, and then also what are the other acharyas commenting and practical points what we learned from this sloka. Om Agyanam Timirandasya Jnana Shalakya Chakshurunlitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovitam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamem Tadanti Sa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuitam Sadhubhutam Vajana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sacha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabanu Devi Pramame Hari Priya Vanchakalpati Vivascha Kripa Sandhu Vyavacha Bhutidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is the brief agenda, and we'll discuss first the main themes from this sloka. So going through the translation again, I have killed, this is Yudhishthira, Maharaj Yudhishthira talking that I've killed many women, many friends of women, not women, many friends of women, and I have thus caused enmity to such an extent that it is not possible to undo it by material welfare work. So if you see the choice of words, he has taken friends of women. I mean, he's not saying other, the relatives or whatever, but I think we have to assume the friends of women are really the husbands, the fathers, sons, brothers. And I mean, we have different relationships beside the relationship of really those like the blood relations. We are also friends with our daughters or wives or mother. So I think that's the context. He's saying that really brings about more actually grief, that if someone is killed, then the women naturally have grief and anger towards the if it's a war, it's the victors. So depending on which side you are on. So even if the war is justified, and that's the consequence. So it's Srinam has really different connotations. So this is an interesting one from Yudhishthira Maharaj. So the second theme is Madhata Bandhunam. So kill me by my side. So Maharaj is taking full responsibility. And I think we all know that he really did not kill himself too many people. But I think he's just taking the responsibility as a whole that they were killed by him. Then Droha Utahitata. Enmity has arisen. He's saying the same thing, that now there's animosity between this mass death. So many people are, I think over 3 million people were killed. So nothing could really, there's no atonement for that, so there's long-term social scars, and I think it shows that how deeply concerned Maharaj is about his subjects rather than his victory. Gramedi Karmabi. So this is the if you read the purport, the first portion of the purport is really about Gramedis. Gramedi Karmabi. Who are Gramedis? They are the householders absorbed in philanthropic work, social welfare work, material duties, and external charity, etc. So what Maharaj is saying, Maharaj Yudhishthira is saying that even such worldly acts, if we give, gifts, do charity, give land, or give money, nothing can really remove those psychological and karmic reactions, which are by killing so many people. So that's really the main theme of this sloka. But there's also discussion of karma, which we'll discuss in a little while. Naham kalpihi. So I am not capable. So I think despite that he's so capable, we know that, but he's confessing that he's not capable of really repaying what he has done because of his humility. So he's just so much deeply thinking about it. So this is what opens the door for Lord Krishna to actually instruct him, and also Bhishma Maharaj to Bhisandev to give him some full spiritual guidance, which will be discussed in the chapter 9. So I think this is what we were talking about, the karmic reaction. he is thinking that is really I've performed bad karma. So there are so many different type of karmas described in Bhagavad Gita, as we know. And there is karma, which is any action which is performed according to the injunctions of scriptures. The other one is vikarma, which is against the scriptures. Then there is akarma, which is that there's no reaction from that. So I think this discussion is going in that direction that Prabhupada says from the purport. This is from the purport that the way of work karma is like that. It creates one action and another reaction simultaneously, and that increases the chain of material activities, binding the performer in material bondage. So if we do one activity, it causes another activity, another reaction for that, any activity for the sake, unless there is a karma performed. So that's the remedy. So Srila Prabhupada is quoting slokas from Bhagavad Gita 9:27, which is the yoga of work. Yat karosi yat asnasi yat jahosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurusho mat arpanam. So whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. So it's like an example that, we get up in the morning, we take a shower. That's a karma. But with the intention that we are taking a shower, okay, to really get ourselves purified, to get in front of deities and pray to them, that's not karma anymore. This becomes akarma. Similarly, we are cooking breakfast, in the morning, and offering to Krishna is not a karma or a good karma. So going to work, driving ourselves, in the car, we are putting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Again, our drive is so spiritualized. So basically, what this sloka says that you just spiritualize everything, even going to work. That Lord Krishna has given me this opportunity to really work, and I will work to my fullest as He is given to me. And coming back from work, same thing. Going in a car, going back to home, cooking, sleeping, everything. I think from beginning to end, every day could be spiritualized. So this is what really it means, that besides our duty, anything else could also be spiritualized. The next one is Arjuna is asking him, so why should I do this? Arjuna is asking Krishna, so Shubha Shubha Phale Evam Mokshesi Karma Bandhana Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mam Upashasi. So in this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious or inauspicious results. So all actions can give good results and bad results. So this is what this sloka means. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So if any activity we do with that mindset, that really gets us out of the bonds of action and reaction. So I think we talked about the sloka itself, some salient points from the sloka and purport. Now we're going to look at this whole section, which is from the 46th sloka until the end of this chapter, which is the 52. So I'm going to read the translations of these slokas, and then we'll see what Maharaj Yudhishthira's mindset is. So text 46, King Yudhishthira, who was much aggrieved, could not be convinced, despite instructions by great sages, headed by Vyasa and Lord Krishna himself, the performer of superhuman feats, and despite all historical evidence. In this sloka, it was described to King Yudhishthira that why the war was fought, that there were so many atrocities committed against Maharaj Yudhishthira and his family, including poisoning, attempt to kill him in the wax house, disrobing Draupadi. So many evidences were given. Then text 47, he was just behaving like a common materialistic man. Then King Yudhishthira is saying in Sloka 48, "Oh my Lord, I am the most sinful man. Just see my heart, which is full of ignorance. This body, which is ultimately meant for others, has killed many, many feelings of men." Then Sloka 49, I have killed many boys, brahmanas, well-wishers, friends, parents, preceptors, and brothers. Though I have millions of years, I will not be relieved from the hell that awaits me for all these sins. Sloka 50, which was covered last week by Leather Prabhu. There is no sin for a king who kills for the right cause, who is engaged in maintaining his citizens, but this injunction is not applicable to me. Today's sloka, I have killed many friends of women, and I have thus caused enmity to such an extent that it is not possible to undo it by material welfare. Then the next sloka, which will be covered next week, will be the last sloka from this chapter. As it is not possible to filter muddy water through mud or purify a wine-stained pot with wine, it is not possible to counteract the killing of men by sacrificing animals. So I think we have to really think deeply in Maharaj Yudhishthira's mindset. What's going on there? Has he not heard Bhagavad Gita? Is Krishna not with him? Why is not satisfied? So I think we have to deeply meditate on that, so on different aspects. So I actually heard three or four lectures on this sloka, including two from Prabhupada he has given in various places, and then also a couple of others. And most of these lectures were comparing his lamentation with Arjuna's lamentation. That what was happening in two brothers' minds. Arjuna's lamentation was before the war, and his lamentation was after the war. And what was the difference between those two? So I think we'll just briefly discuss those. So Arjuna had 5 main arguments. So when Arjuna asked Lord Krishna to take his chariot, and between the armies, he was really he's seeing his brothers, uncles, fathers, grandfathers, cousins, so many of his relatives, teachers. He became very compassionate. Then he felt the next argument he gave to Lord Krishna was that, okay, if he kills all these people, who is really going to enjoy with? Then he was also very scared of killing these people because of bad karma, fear of sinful reaction. And then again, he was also in the same lines as Yudhishthira Maharaj was saying that if we kill so many men, then what's going to happen to the women and children? They'll get polluted, and there'll be unwanted pregnancies and all that. So there were so many arguments given, and finally becomes very indecisive and accepts Krishna as his guru in chapter 2. So similarly, if you look at Maharaj Yudhishthira's arguments, again, he's compassionate and he has deep affection for his subjects. That's why he's really lamenting, from we just read the translation from 46 and 47 sloka. And he's also saying the same thing, that now it was before the war, now it's after the war, that he has committed so many sins, bad karmas, by killing so many people. So what's going to happen from these killings? I may have to go to hell. Even if I live for, he said that even if I live for millions of years, have repeated birth, it's not going to give me salvation. And he also doubts that if he was a rightly king, because he brings that point that even Duryodhan was the rightful king. His subjects were very happy with him, except for us. So I'm not even the right king. So that's another argument he was bringing. Then also he's saying that there is no atonement. Whatever I do, material welfare work I do, which is from today's sloka or Ashwamedha Yagyas, it's so many sacrifices, nothing can really atone this. So I think if you see the arguments are almost similar, but the mindset is different. So how do we understand this? So Arjuna's compassion is from moha karuna, which is born of attachment, confusion. He was very overwhelmed by seeing his relative. It was because of bodily relationship, and not through his duty. Basically, he forgot his dharma. Well, I mean, in chapter 2, if we all remember, there's two different types of dharma described in that chapter. One is our swadharma, which is our duty, and the second one is sanatan dharma, which is the duty to Krishna. So these both duties he forgot. Primarily his duty of swadharma he forgot. So this was because of emotional weakness, and then Krishna calls him his behavior as enclavium, that he was very weak and impotent, and he also calls him anarya justum. Anarya word is actually an is coming from Aryans. We are all Aryans, so not beneficial. Like Aryans are like honorable people. So he's not befitting an honorable person, So in summary, Arjuna's pre-war compassion was because of his soft-heartedness, and it was also his ignorance, which prevented him from doing his dharma. While Maharaj Yudhishthira's compassion is more dharma karuna, which is righteousness and responsibility along with purity. So he is lamenting on the death of so many warriors and feels personally responsible, though he acted under Krishna's order. His compassion is not due to attachment, but is a refined sense of duty. Unlike Arjuna, he did not want to abandon his dharma. He was seeking Krishna's guidance, and I think he was very humble and remorseful. So his post-war compassion is the sensitivity of a saintly ruler rather than anything else. So Prabhupada's lectures, these are the gist of his two lectures, that Arjuna's compassion was material confusion before hearing the Bhagavad Gita, and Yudhishthira's compassion was spiritual nobility, where he was not illusion like Arjuna. His lamentation was out of a pure devotee's humility. So Arjuna's compassion needed correction by Krishna, while Yudhishthira's compassion needed consolation by Krishna. So Krishna is involved in both of them in a different way, if you see. So he's removing the illusion of Krishna, of Arjuna, while he's consoling and comforting him, Yudhishthira Maharaj. So further comments from Acharyas are that Sridhar Swami has commented more on the kingship of Maharaj Yudhishthira, that he was very ethical and he has the kingly responsibility. That's why he was being sorrowful as a ruler, and his focus mostly was on dharma. I mean, he was Dharmaraj himself, the son of Dharmaraj. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that he had more, he's commenting more on his devotee side rather than the kingship. That he had devotional humility with spiritual compassion, and he was focused on bhakti rasa. So Sridhar Swami says that he is ideal king, guided by morality, while Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that he is ideal devotee, guided by humility. So together, it was a complete portrait of Maharaj's purity. So I think we are at the last section of the talk. I did not really put too much technical things in this talk. So what do we really learn from this in our lives, how we should behave. So practical implications. So number one, there are 4 implications which I got from this lecture. One is that we should take responsibility instead of blaming others. So, I mean, we are leaders ourselves, we are leaders at home, the mother and father, and we are leaders at work, we are leaders at temple, we are leaders in social organizations, and all. So I think our main objective should be to take the responsibility instead of having others being blamed for the work which has gone wrong. So what can I do to improve the situation? So I think that should be our mentality, because if you see Yudhishthira Maharaj, he took responsibility for the suffering of his citizens. He did not blame others. He blamed himself, though he did not really kill too many people. So just think about that, from one simple example. The second thing is that leadership. As we are all leaders, we have to care. We should be empathetic, empathic, and also we should have humility to listen and to understand. So Yudhishthira felt the pain of widows and families affected by the war. So we should ask, how are people around me doing? How in my family or outside at work or so forth at the temple? What's going on? Can I help in some way? So I think that's another quality of the leadership, to listen and be and showing our empathy. The third point is, even if we do something right, like we are correcting someone, our children, or at work, or temple, or anywhere, if we are doing the right thing, still it may be hurtful to others. So we should show our sensitivity and compassion towards that also. Then the last point from this is staying humble when even we are very successful. So Maharaj Yudhishthira won the war with Krishna's help, but he still felt very unworthy, and he sought guidance from him. So after success in whatever we do in our career, our services, or we achieve anything, we have to leave it as Krishna's mercy, not that I've done it. So we have to stay grounded and grateful. So any outcome is his plan. That's how our mood should be. So in summary, this is what the sloka really says, that true spiritual maturity is to feel responsible for others, remain humble, act with compassion, and accept Krishna's plan while doing our duty. So this really summarizes what we talked today. So I'm sorry, it's a short lecture. And I just try to keep it simple, and please correct me for any mistakes or anything which I have committed during this talk. Or if you have any comments or suggestions, please say. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you for doing this lecture despite your health condition. Very beautiful points you gave, Prabhu, across the board. No, you say simple lecture, but I see so much value in this. The points that you gave for not only the comparison you gave about Arjuna and Yudhishthira in so much in detail, but also the take-home points from the lecture is so beautiful that one can apply it in their life, in every action we perform, and what makes a true leader. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Babu. Thank you so much.
So another point that I can say from his points is Sanatana Dharma and Swadharma, that one should do. So if you whatever highlights that he has given at the end, so those two things will be covered in that. So thank you, Prabhu, for highlighting all those points and reminding what we are doing it. So that we have to take home and we have to apply really. Thank you, Prabhu, for all the points that you covered.
I know you like to give everything practical, so it probably resonates more with you. Your Gita, everything you are doing is so practical. You're involving youth, you're doing so much.
Yeah.
Did I put everybody else to sleep?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, done with Pranam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, done with Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, thank you for this wonderful lecture today. It was very, it was very, practically it was very, very helpful. One last point that you in the summary that you mentioned, the responsibility of the leader, and one of the qualities that you mentioned about feeling responsible for other human being, and I started thinking about Prabhupada, like how uh, much he felt the responsibility towards other people. Like even he went out of his comfort zone and came to United States to preach and give Krishna to others. So that was a big response. He thought it's his responsibility as a leader to give Krishna to each and everybody. So,
right. Yeah, he did not blame his god brothers that they could not do it. He just took it on himself.
Yes, he in whole purport he never blamed anybody. Yes, you're right. In his book, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. And
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, it was a very, very enlightening and beautiful talk. And we are blessed to have your association through the Bhagavatam class. Thank you so much. I have one question in regards to not just this topic, but this was a question which was raised by one of the person when we were discussing. So this question is in regards to the Draupadi disrobing, and that was a very disturbing when we heard the question and we could not answer it properly. We understand that it is all Krishna's plan that those things happen. But there is one incident in which Draupadi acted immediately when there was a little bit of blood during then the finger got cut, and Draupadi was the only one who just tear off her sari and then put the bandage immediately for Krishna. And now, when the incident of disrobing for Draupadi happened, at that time, the Yudhishthir Maharaj and other people, other kings have lost her, so they had no right. We understand that, but then Krishna took some time to come. Is that right thing to understand, or it was we do not know exactly that incident, or how we can understand that why did Lord Krishna took so much of time to come to listen to the prayers for Draupadi? She was crying so mercifully at that time for Krishna. So how do we understand this pastime?
So my response to with whatever limited knowledge I have, I'll tell you. I think Lord Krishna still wanted to test everyone. He wanted to test her husbands. He wanted to test the teachers. He wanted to test everyone up to the extent of Bhishma Dev, that how committed they are to just their swadharma, versus helping out, or the Sanatan Dharma. I mean, Draupadi is Krishna's property. I think if they've broken the rules and saved her, I don't think there would have been anything wrong if Bhishma's they've said that, okay, this is stop it. They would have stopped it, but it did not happen. I think Lord Krishna wanted to give a chance to everyone and also to show how Maya can really, close our eyes to just be really focused on one direction. It's just that, you're walking in one line, you're not waving from that line. Obviously, they were bound by the commitments and dharmas and different dharmas, but I think whatever, like what example you gave is an example that we could sometimes we have to deviate from what's really exactly what we are supposed to do in a situation like that. So that's my response. So Lord Krishna gave the reason for delays. He still gave a chance to see who is going to come up, and obviously it's his mercy. But eventually he came for her. So that's my response. I know there are senior devotees and people who are more than devotees, more knowledge than me. If there's any answer to that to that question, but it's an excellent question.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your wonderful insight. If there is any other thought process that would be helpful to explain this.
Lal Prabhu, do you have any comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
I thought my understanding is on the same line what you said. I just add one more thing. The explanation given by acharyas is that Krishna personally doesn't want to come on spot over there because of the reason that if he comes, is going to, if he comes there immediately to help or during that situation, Draupadi would have become widow because Krishna would have, first thing he would have done is chopped off the heads of Pandavas for letting Draupadi go through this one. So he didn't want that to happen for Draupadi. That's not the purpose of why he want to do come. Because why he would have chopped? Because the Pandavas were thinking that Draupadi belongs to them. It's their she is their property. They didn't realize as soon as Draupadi raised her hands and called out Krishna, they should jumped off and got reminded to save her at that point in time at least. Even that time they were quiet. That's very clearly they should have understand that Draupadi is not our property. She did Sharanagati, she belongs to Krishna. So it's our responsibility to save her, not to get caught with Samanya Dharma. Like how Dasaratha was caught with Samanya Dharma. That's why he got to heaven. He didn't go to Vaikuntha. Therefore, the conversation happened between one guru and one disciple. Guru was Parasara Bhatta, and the disciple was asking Guru, why Dasaratha did not get moksha, he going to heaven. And then Parasara Guru said that he should have gone to hell. Be thankful that he didn't go to hell, he went to heaven, because when it comes to a dharma sankat, a situation, you have to give preference to Krishna, give a preference to Rama, rather than giving preference to our commitment to certain things. So Dasaratha was committed to his wives to keep up his promise, is low compared to what Rama has to go through. So therefore, just because he became a father, he was been given a concession to go to heaven, otherwise he would have gone to hell. That was the response given by the Acharya. Similarly, over here also, if Krishna would have come, Draupadi would have become widow. Krishna doesn't want to do that. Therefore, he let it go and helped her in a different way.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Oh,
Prabhuji, there's a follow-up question being raised. That is this one thing is that even since Lord Krishna wanted the Mahabharat war to happen, and maybe this is all his plan. But in a negative aspect, if we think that is this, we can say that okay, even adharma or deviation of the principle was going on during that time period. Can we understand in that way also? Is that right?
Didn't understand the second part of you.
So means by the end of this Dwapar Yuga, so the deviation from the practice principles was going on.
Oh, yeah, correct.
Then Prabhuji, like somebody asked, like, then why this is called Kali Yuga? Because at that time also, like somebody asked us this question, like why this is happening? Because we say this is Kali Yuga, bad things are happening. At that time also, in the big assembly, the bad things were happening. So why you say this is bad and previous time were good? So somebody asked that. So we were not able to answer.
But as the yuga progresses, it goes to the next yuga, and you will start finding the symptoms of the next yuga already.
Okay.
Yeah, it just that's how it is. Also, there are sandhis between the yugas, so those things are all going to happen. There's a move from one yuga to another yuga. Definitely, you'll see the changes and differences. Yadukula itself behaved so differently, killed each other among themselves. They were intoxicated and all those things. Whereas the Brahman Putra started cursing Parikshit Maharaj. So these are all starting of getting ready to Kali Yuga period.
Right. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
As they say, even now, as they say, if you read our literatures, even in Kali Yuga, it's progressing, right? As it goes, now we are seeing little different levels of degradation. As year goes, it's just going to be worst and worst and worst. So within the Yuga also we see differences. But then what happens is that at the end of the thing, everything get wiped off, and again with fresh things, Satya Yuga starts. But then even though Satya Yuga starts, you can still see the traces of some demonic mentality still exists over there. That's why the demons are also present in Satya Yuga.
Right, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
But I like the point that Atulananda Prabhu, you made that right there, that you have number one, take responsibility instead of blaming others. It's a very nice one, because if we see, I'm just reflecting on your lecture. I'm not taking over your lecture. If you see, many times we definitely I didn't try to find people and put the problems that we are going through on someone else, right? Anything that I am going through is because of that person and this person and that person. But then if
yes.
you see the reality, um, it just those people are just an instrument of what we have done in the past for us to go through what we're going through. So in that sense, Krishna consciousness is so very beautiful to open up our inner eyes to see things differently, to take responsibility instead of blaming others. That's a beautiful point. But again, those things have to be seen on a different levels and positions and roles that we play in the society. Otherwise, we shouldn't have police, we shouldn't have government, we shouldn't have laws, everything, right? We have all those things in place. So those things are all dealt nicely, correctly. Not to simply let things go as is. Certain things we have to take actions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you for the
Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu, go ahead.
One question.
so-
One question I have. What is the secret of your enthusiasm, Atulananda Prabhu, that you can share with all of us? What is that keeping you do what you're doing and more than what you're doing as days progresses? You seem to be doing more rather than compromising anything that you're doing. You're still there for every single thing that's happening. What is the secret of you able to do that? If you can share, that will be inspiring for all of us.
I don't think I have any secret really. I think this is what I feel responsible for things around us. That's all it is. That if you take the responsibility of some task, you have to complete it. This is, I mean, if you think in material sense or you think in spiritual sense, this is more spiritual we are talking about. This is as it takes precedence. So I think that's the only thing I can say that, and it's all with Krishna's mercy, really. As I said that, in the last point also, that if we are successful, that's the same what you're saying, that what we are doing and all is all because of his mercy. And just stay grounded.
Let me extend to that, Prabhu. Suppose responsibility, what is the meaning of responsibility? I just want to highlight it. Suppose if you ask any devotees, Prabhu, can you come for some service to do
Hare
that?
Krishna.
Then they say, if I come there, I'll do it. They're not committed. They're not. That means they're not taking
Hare
responsibility.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Just
Prabhu.
let's not get into any of those.
Yeah.
I just want to hear from Atulananda Prabhu. We'll just stop there.
No, that's what he's taking responsibility in a different way. He's taking completely. Suppose we give it. That's what I would like to highlight Atlan Prabhu, not to blame or anything anyone in this one. So he's once he gives the responsibility, he'll take it. Prabhu, you please continue, Prabhu. Sorry, in disturbing in between.
No,
I think what you were saying that, yeah, I think once you give your word and what Krishna's his teachings are, I think instead of really theoretically learning slokas and giving complicated complex explanations and this, I am very simple in my mind that this is, then there are complex problems but there are simple solutions. So you just be there to really help this, and most of the complex problem have simple solutions. Just work from ABC and then just work up. So that's how my mindset is. So, and that's all, again, as I said, it's Krishna's mercy, and it's all you devotees, your guidance, Lal Prabhuji's guidance, and Ramacharya Prabhu's guidance, and Nadia Kishore Prabhu, everybody, in this call and outside, this their guidance. And we have so many literatures to read and all that, but it's just that I think we have to take the essence from it. What can you really do in any situation to help? So that's what I feel.
thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I think Ravinath Prabhu had some comments he wanted to say.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for nice
Hare
class,
Krishna.
Prabhu. It's a very
Thank you.
detailed class and also a nice analysis with Arjuna's mindset and Yudhishthira's mindset. That was really good, Prabhu. And all the points are like right to the point and very precise. All the takeaway points. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I know you have spent very good time on this preparation. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
I have all the time in the world now, so I can sit down and do it. It's just that sometimes it's just I can't speak too much, so it's just yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the very enlightening and beautiful and very simple and like heart touching presentation. Yeah, we are so blessed to have you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji. Thank you.
So just to extend that, Rachana Mataji, she started joining the Telugu Bhagavad Gita classes, which Ravindra Prabhu and Amala Radhika Mataji is taking that. She is attending and she is newcomers from the Ufalan area.
Nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Maybe this different Rachana Mataji.
Yeah, that's a different Rachna. This is
I thought, sorry, Mataji. Okay.
I think we should end. It's already 8:32.
If you can, Pranam Prabhu, thank you very much again. Hare Krishna.
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. All glories to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to give lecture from here. Thank you.
No, Prabhu, you did such a good job, Prabhu. It's a very, you say simple presentation. It was very, very impactful presentation.